I'm to find out, can you beat Skyrim on legendary difficulty by being gay? Now, there's two ways to do this. One, play it normally and just marry a man. Or two, add a mod and fight with an army of boyfriends. And we're going to try both. So this is the mod I use. I tried to use the follower rework mod, but that wouldn't work, so I had to use this one. So shout outs to the mod creators who made this possible. I named myself Twink and tried to make myself look as feminine as possible as a boy because, well, who doesn't like a good femboy, you know what I mean? As then, I was almost executed just to be saved by Alduin at the last second, like normal. Kind of weird how the guy who saved you is the guy you kill at the end. Kind of poetic. Anyway, I then followed the Empire, because the Stormcloaks are racist towards Argonians, so who knows how they feel about gay people. As then, I decided just to run past the tutorial, because you actually don't need to help or fight at all if you just run past everything. So that's exactly what I did. I just ran and ran and ran until I reached the end of the cave, and I left. And these stones aren't really that helpful, but I will pick the Mage Stone, because that way I can heal my boyfriends. So I guess that could come in handy better. You know, having more magic to heal. And then I went through the chest and did the glitch so I can get more money. So then I can hire Marcuse. Because remember, kids, you can always buy love, at least in Skyrim. As then I went to get more money to hire another mercenary. This time, though, I hired Verslog, whatever his name is. Look, the names in Skyrim are dumb. I can't pronounce that. And if you have trouble with that, leave in the comments, and I'll feel free not to read it. As then we got jumped by wolves, and I had to watch my companions fight them, as they did not do too well. But spoiler alert, later on, the companions would get really good. But right now, they kind of sucked. Which kind of is hard, because I'm going to make them fight the strongest enemies in the game. So I can get another one. You see, there's an Argonian boyfriend who you can marry, and he's the only Argonian male you can marry in the whole game. That's also a companion. There's one other, but he's not a companion. So right now, I have to slowly sit by and have them try to kill these. Used to be snow elves, but now they're cursed into Discord moderators, basically. So I simply watched and waited for them, because my companions can't die. So they would fight, get destroyed, and then stand back up later. And I would simply have to run away and run back in and hope they did the job. And it took a very, 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 very long time of just watching them fight. It was so much fun. Yay! I mean, just look at this. Just look at me just running back and forth like a coward. Yeah, not really the most fun time. But when they had to fight them one-on-one, and when they all had to jump one, they did a lot better than fighting a group of them, which I guess makes sense. Eventually, though, we did slaughter through them all, so I can get to my Argonian boyfriend. Very nice. I then picked the lock, and he agreed to join me, where he follows me out of the cave, and then I can have him as a companion. There is a glitch where he doesn't follow you, so you have to be kind of careful of that, because that did happen often for me. But other than that, it's really not that hard. Once you let him free, it's kind of easy. After getting him as a companion, I now had 3 boyfriends, and I can finally start the challenge. I then bought Healing Hand so I can heal my boyfriends. It seemed, well, fair at the time. I then went and joined the Legion because, well, I have an Argonian boyfriend, so joining the Stormcloaks would kind of be dumb. I usually do side with the Legion, so my next run, I will side with the Stormcloaks. I don't know what run that will be, but just letting you know, so all you Stormcloak fanboys can stop hating my videos. Anyway, then I had to take down some bandits, and usually this is very hard because it's legendary, but my companions easily tear through these bandits. Apparently, when you're not the strongest enemies in the game, my companions are actually kind of overpowered. So we take down the bandit chief with the power of gayness, clearing the fort for the empires, and I report back to the legate, and she gives me a job and says I'm officially part of the Legion. My job is to meet up with Hagvar and storm an ancient tomb to try to get this ancient crown so Ulfric can't get it and claim himself the High King. So me and the Legion come in and fight some Stormcloaks, while I simply watch my boyfriends do all of the work. I bet they're kind of pissed. Imagine if some guy recruited you and just stands back and makes you fight in a war. Yeah, that you just met. You probably wouldn't be too happy. Anyway, though, the Stormcloaks are definitely a piece of cake, and my Argonian sweetheart easily gets his revenge. And then Then we fight some Draugr, who are basically just classic undead, as we easily take care of them, and we all jump the final boss. It is kind of easy and dumb to watch all your companions fight for you, but this challenge gets way harder later on, and I'll explain why in the future. But for now though, it's pretty easy, as then I speak to General Talius, as he tells me that I need to go to Whiterun after giving him the crown. As then, I require brain rot because I must have watched those Italian memes that gives me nightmares at night. After requiring brain rot, I go to Whiterun. The Jarl doesn't take me seriously until we deal with the dragon. So to do that, we need the dragon stone. And to do that, I need to be sent off to a dungeon. So here we go. It's basically an excuse to do the main story for the game, so you can't complete the side quest yet. But it is pretty easy considering that these are just low-level bandits. And we do fight a giant spider. Sorry if you have arachnophobia. If you unsubscribe, I understand. As then we push through and fight the Draugr. And yeah, the undead are kind of a pushover right now. I mean, I do have 3 companions with great gear right now, so I don't know what else to expect. I'm also very low level, so the Draugr's very low level, so that actually kind of helps me out. As then I grab the golden claw off a corpse, and I continue to lead my companions through the army of undead. As yeah, my army just easily tears through them. So apparently gay people beat undead. Do with this information as you will. Apparently the skeletons were no match for the strongest bone of all, the boner. As then we make it through, and I use the golden claw to open a door. After that, it's time for the final boss. Now this boss usually is a pain in the A on survival legendary difficulty. But since I have 3 overpowered companions, they just easily stomp him and just send him flying across the map, which is very funny to watch. As then I go back to Whiterun, return the stone, and then I am called to meet with the Jarl, and then go off to fight the dragon. And by fight, I mean watch my boyfriends fight for me, because basically I am a trophy husband and I do nothing but look around and stay cute. As with the power of my cuteness and with them doing the actual work, the dragon is slain. And with the dragon slain, I can finally progress through the Civil War quest line and tell them that Ulfric wants to attack him. He doesn't believe me for some reason. So then I have to get him to give me an axe so I can go over and give it to Ulfric. So Ulfric can agree that he wants to attack the city. So I do that and Ulfric's like, yeah, we'll attack the city and kill everyone. So then I go back to Whiterun and we defend against the Stormcloaks. But for whatever reason, my companions couldn't join me during this battle. So I didn't fail the challenge yet, because as long as I just stand by and let the soldiers do the work for me, I guess I didn't really do anything. So this is kind of a gray area. And there's a lot of gray areas in this challenge, because Skyrim is not like Fallout, where you can bring companions almost anywhere. Well, there are exceptions to that, but you get the gist of things. As then, I simply just stand up and just look around all the time and let the battle play out, where I simply heal myself. And I go to General Talius, and he calls me a hero and promotes me, even though I did literally nothing but cheerlead. As then, I go and meet with the legate. She wants me to kill a courier and sabotage the messages, so that's exactly what I do. I tried to run away, let my companions do the work, but the Stormcloak was smart and killed me. Luckily though, I'm the main character and I could just restart, and my companions easily deal with the Stormcloak the second time. After that, I then go to the legate, where she sabotages all the notes, and then I deliver the notes to the Stormcloaks, and the notes are now sabotaged, so they'll get the wrong information when they go into battle. After that, it's time to take down a fort. And by take down a fort, I guess I don't have to describe. I ran away and let my companions do all the work, because I'm basically doing that the whole video, so you're probably getting tired of me just saying that. But hey, look, I have healing hands now, so now I can actually do something. I can actually heal them, which is just like a tiny little bit. It's basically like them getting their arm chopped off, and then I give them a band-aid. It helps a little bit, but at that point, it doesn't really matter. As then I meet with General Talius, and he tells me to go blackmail the Jarl of Whiterun. So I steal some incriminating evidence and go to the Jarl and bring it to her. And she agrees to give up secret information, like a bunch of gold that the Stormcloaks were about to deliver, along with a bunch of weapons. So I report this to the legate, and then I meet up with my boy Hagvar, and we plan to jump them. As then I watch as my gang jumps them, but this time they are not being initiated, but they're being initiated into the afterlife instead, which I guess you might be able to call a gang. After all, we don't know what the afterlife's like. After that, I then meet up with the legate, who is way too close to my face right now, way too close and personal, as she gives me orders. Her orders were simple: take a fort. But I simply lay back with my companions as they, like I've said a million times, do all the work for me. But we do send some people flying, which is always funny. I don't know if I'm just simple-minded, but anytime someone goes flying across the map, I simply laugh. Like, I laugh my ass off. I don't know if that's me, or if any of you guys find that funny. If so, let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, the Imperial Legion does a great job of wiping the Stormcloaks off the face of the earth. And so do my companions, as we start to do multiple fort missions. And to be honest, they're really not that hard, and they're all kind of the same. The only main difference is some of them have you free hostages and some of them don't. That's really about it. Yeah, this mission kind of turned stale. The Civil War questline kind of turned stale after a while. I hope in the new Elder Scrolls game, if they have a questline like this, they won't like have you just take fort after fort after fort. Anyway, I then was able to free the prisoners, because once I actually cleared out the place before freeing them, which you're supposed to do the opposite to have more soldiers, but I already have companions, so it doesn't matter. As then finally, we're ready to storm Soul Sign, the capital of the Stormcloaks. But sadly, you can't skip past the dialogue like I tried to. You have to listen to General Tullius give a speech, and my companions were not allowed here. You might think I'm in trouble, but I technically do not need them, because I could just simply run to the very end like I've done many times before. After running to the very end, I then talk to Ulfric until his guy tries to kill me, and I play Ring Around the Rosie with him. As then I simply stand back and let General Tullius and the Legate fight for me. You don't really need to fight, because General Tullius and the Legate cannot die here. Anytime they go down, they'll simply stand back up. So all you have to do is let them do all the work, like that, and you basically done it. As then I refuse to kill him for obvious reason, and General Tullius kills him himself. As now the Empire's won, I then decide to teabag Ulfric in the name of all the Argonians. Hashtag Argonian Lives Matter. As then, I go up to Higher Hrothgar to meet with the Greybeards, a bunch of old men who will teach me things, as they are the masters of shouts, which is kind of fitting considering a bunch of angry old men live in the clouds and just yell all day at the clouds. Very fitting. As they teach me the shout that pushes people away, and they also teach me a shout called Warren Spirit, as it lets me just dash around everywhere. After that, I then go off with my companions to get what they told me to get, which is the Horn of Windcaller. And even though I've done this game like a million times, I can never, ever remember what the quest actually wants you to fetch, even when they tell me. Is that just me, or is this quest like really forgettable? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Anyway, the Draugr here have a bit more armor, but my companions easily just shred through them, because my boyfriends are far stronger than any skeleton can dream of. As they easily push through them all, I then try to go through these doors, but I get stuck and die from weak skeletons. Kind of embarrassing. But I then get stuck again and again and again and again, because I hate this puzzle. It's super easy, but it's also really time consuming, and my luck sucks, and it always takes me like 50 tries to get through it. As then I learned the Windcaller was stolen by Delphine, and she's secretly a part of the Blades, a secret organization that now hides in the shadows after they lost to the Thalmor, and she's the last one, and she wants me to prove that I'm the Dragonborn so that we can slaughter some dragons together, and the best way to do that is to kill a dragon. So yeah, this fight usually is a pain in the butt, but it's actually really easy now because my companions do most of the work, like every other fight. I do heal them here and there, but other than that, I'm completely useless like normal. I am basically the team's cheerleader. Go team! And usually he always focuses on me, but apparently when you have 4 other people fighting him, because Delphine's fighting him too, it gets really easy. As then, Alduin was dead, and I managed to get his soul. Nice. After that, Delphine believes me because I ate a dragon soul, like it's crack, and then she sent me on my way. But I cannot go into the Falmore Embassy because my companions aren't allowed. So I have an idea. There's a way to skip past it with buckets. And if you do this, the game will act like you did all the other quests if you just did this right away. So speedrunners always do this to skip half the quest in the game. You use a bucket and run up to this wall and you glitch through it. Why does it work? I have no idea. As then I have to lockpick a door to get the journal because I can't fight any Falmore and they're not really hostile to me since I glitched in. One was, but the rest aren't. It takes me multiple attempts because I suck at lockpicking and this lockpick is expert and I have the worst luck ever. Every time I get it, every time I think I have it, it breaks and it just pisses me off. God, I wish I had the skeleton key. As it takes me multiple tries, but eventually I finally make my way in. And now all I have to do is read the journal and discover that Esben is still alive. And the Falmore don't even attack me. So that's nice. After that, I leave through the trap door to find all my boyfriends down there. Because apparently the cave is outside the embassy so they could spawn in. But all my companions then beat up on Bigfoot. And I know he's not Bigfoot, he's a troll or whatever you say. But he looks just like the Yeti from those TikTok AI videos. I don't know if you've seen them, but they're really good and they're better than my channel. So I can be replaced by AI in any second. Kind of scary, but let's not think about that. After that, I meet up with Dolphine, and then I agree to go find Esben, who's been hiding in the Ratways like a little rat he is. As then, my team jumps on a wizard, and look how long this takes. For whatever reason, this wizard is beefier than most companions in the game. Like, he takes a long time to go down. Like, with all 4 guys just wailing on him, he lasts for like 3 minutes, which may not sound like much, but with 3 companions wailing on you on Legendary, that's a big deal. As then I meet up with Esben, and he agrees to leave with me, so I take him to Dolphine, so we can discover how to beat Alduin. As I talk to him, eventually we both leave, and then I meet up with Dolphine and Esben. As I then carry on to fight the Forsworn. By fight, I mean, okay, I've said that too many times, you know what I mean. As then, I go through the temple, cut myself to reveal the prophecy, and it's revealed that the Greybeards know how to stop Alduin, which means I could have just asked them and didn't have to do anything with the blades whatsoever. Yeah, hindsight's kind of weird if you think about that, but we won't think about it. As then, I let the Greybeards yell at me to finish the Horn quest, as then I meet up with them and talk about meeting Parthenax. Parthenax is this dragon who was Alduin's brother that switched sides. And I Parthen the clouds to meet Parthenax. You see what I did there? No? You're gonna unsubscribe because that was bad? Okay, I guess that's fair. As then I talk to Parthenax as he agrees to help me, as he tells me where to find the Elder Scroll. But he doesn't really know, so then he tells me to talk to the Greybeards. I go to Parthenax, he tells me to talk to the Greybeards. The Greybeards don't know, so they tell me to talk to the college. Jeez, the more I think about it, the more annoying this quest is. I mean, when you're playing Skyrim, it doesn't really feel annoying, but me saying it just sounds annoying. Is that just me, or does anyone else feel the same? Anyway, I then learned where the Elder Scrolls are. Just kidding, I had to talk to another person to learn. And I finally learned where the Elder Scroll is. The Elder Scroll is beneath a dwarven ruin, so me and my companions had to go through there and destroy everything in our path to get it. So yeah, I had to talk to a total of 4 people. 4 to tell me where something is. Come on, Bethesda. I mean, I love Skyrim, but looking back on it, that is kind of dumb. As then me and my companions go through as they had to destroy steampunk robots that look like they're made from Total War Warhammer. They look like a different franchise, honestly. As then, I use my shouts to go through a dungeon. Now, with 3 companions, I thought we were ready for this, that nothing can stop us. But these guys mean business. The Discord moderators are too damn strong. Apparently, a gay person's weakness is a strength of a Discord moderator. Because they just obliterated me and obliterated my entire team. And no matter what I did, I just couldn't go through. So eventually, I had to use the Become Eternal shout just to run past everything. Because if I didn't, I would just die. I don't know why they're so tough on Legendary. They're weak, they live in a cave, They're skinny, have barely any bones, but apparently they're the strongest enemy in the game. I don't know why. But eventually I get the Elder Scroll, and then I leave. After leaving with the Elder Scroll, I then set up a campfire because it gets cold on the top of the mountain. As then me and my companions look back into the past, and I learn how Alduin was defeated. As he was defeated with the Dragon Wren shout, so that's the exact shout that I need to use to defeat Alduin. As then I sit back and let my companions do the work, as I simply spam the Dragon Wren shout, and this is the easiest Alduin fight I've ever been in. Because, well, all I have to look out for is the fallen meteors, which, to be honest, are a pain in the butt, and I wish he couldn't do that in the game. Whoever designed that in the game, shame on you. Hope you don't design an Elder Scrolls 6. But yeah, I simply use the Dragon Wren shout over and over and over again on Alduin, as my companions just beat him to death. So, even the power of a dragon cannot defeat the power of love, but Discord moderator trolls can, though. I didn't design the game, folks. Don't judge me. Anyway, I do die once just because I'm stupid and run out. But other than that, we easily take care of Alduin. After taking care of Alduin, it's time. Alduin runs away, so it's time for me to capture a dragon. As Whiterun was made for that, I am able to convince the Jarl to lead a dragon to a city so we can capture it. After that, I then go back to the Blades, as then they teach me the shout and tell me to kill Paarthurnax. But I don't want to do that, not because I like Paarthurnax, but because, well, I don't really care to. I just kind of want to finish this video at this point, honestly. As then I capture a dragon, and he brings me to Higher Hrathgar. And I did not know this, but you can't bring companions to Higher Hrathgar. And this is where it gets difficult, because I'm only level 7, because I let all my companions do all the work for me. Which means I do barely, if any, damage to anything. So I basically have to run away, and I can't really attack them either, even if I wanted to, because of the sake of the challenge. As I'm forced to run past the fortress, but then I hit a road bump. You have to kill this Draugr to get the key, to get the diamond key, and guess what? The only way to get that is to kill him, and I can't bring companions. So I try and try and try, but nothing works. So I basically failed because I have to kill him. But I don't want the video to end here, so even though I failed, I decided to keep going. As I tried to use my shout to push him down a well to kill him. Well, not a well, just a stairway. As I try to push him down, he gets back up, and it takes a long time. I even push him down once, but it's not enough to kill him, because he lands on the stairs. Eventually, though, I push him down the stairs, and he dies. Someone call Life Alert, or would it be Undead Alert, since he's, well, dead? I honestly don't know. But yeah, it did take a lot of tries. But eventually, after killing him, I then got the Diamond Claw, and I was able to get away. Hopefully, I can just pretend like this never happened. But then, I ran into another problem that I didn't even think about. You see, to prove that you're worthy, you have to fight this guy. And I can't really fight him without companions, so I failed the challenge again. Yeah, kind of sad that it happened right near the end of the game. But, oh well, what can you do? I tried to just push him off the edge, but that doesn't really work out that well. I do keep spamming the shout. It pushes him back a tiny bit, so I was hoping he can fall on rocks and I can get him stuck. Or I can just push him off by getting him too close, something, anything. Eventually, though, he gets stuck by his own AI, because the AI's biggest enemy is itself. And then I pull out a bow and arrow, because I already failed the challenge anyway, so it doesn't really matter. As then I start shooting him with bows and arrows to try to stop him, as he just looks at me and he eventually just walks off the edge. I guess he was tired of me torturing him, which I guess is fair. As then, after torturing someone, I then use my shouts to clear the sky with my fellow Dragonborns, as then we fight Alduin. As I just spam. I could fight him since I already lost the challenge, but I decided to wait near the very end, because you have to kill Alduin with your own bare hands. So, even if companions were allowed here, it was raid from the start, and I was never going to be able to finish the challenge. So, Alduin's defeated. And you can beat it by being gay, just by marrying someone, but you can't beat it with an army of boyfriends, because I guess that's dumb. But I want to end on a happy note, so even though I failed the challenge, I decided to buy a house. After buying a house in Whiterun, I then pay for a children's bedroom and adopt a child. After that, I take all my boyfriends out to a temple and marry them all. And that's going to leave it all for this video. Even though I failed the challenge, I still had a lot of fun. Happy Pride Month, and I hope you all have a good day. Gay, straight, bi, no matter what you are, I love you, and I'm so glad you're to this channel. If you have any ideas, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting me. Check out my other videos. Peace out. You're the best.